Zach Pink in your area?
Oh, I haven't heard that in a very long time.
They didn't do it on their EP?
Zach Pink in their area? No, they didn't.
Oh.
But actually, I only listened to the EP once because it was terrible. I don't know if I remember a Blackpink in your area. I'm sure they did.
Oh, then it's over. No, it's pack
I'm sure they
it
did.
the fuck up. If there's no Blackpink in your area, then there's no Blackpink in your area.
They had to have. There's no way. I probably just don't remember, but it left no impression. You see how that works?
You
Think about,
see
like,
how that
a lot of their
works.
Blackpinks in your area. One of my favorite ones is in Pink Venom. Blackpink.
Pink.
That one was so good.
Pink Venom is like
What
one
happened?
of the cuntiest moments in history.
This, that, Pink Venom, this, that.
And
What
Taylor
happened?
is part of it. Taylor's part of it.
Which is weird. Those were
But
the
it's
days.
gorgeous. It was
Those
the
were the
perfect
days.
moment for her to do Pink Venom.
Those were the frickin' days. I miss that.
Get him, get him, get him. Get him. Get them.
Period.
Get them. So this is our first Kiki after Australia. We are all settled back in. And I want to let all the Patreon members know that March 17th, which would be the day after you're hearing this, keep your eyes peeled to the Patreon, to Instagram, to everywhere that you get your snake news, because there's some news about a live event that might be in your area coming soon, starring us.
You hope it's in your area. I've been seeing lots of conversation in the
You
Patreon
hope
chat.
that Snake Pink is in your area.
What was this? Somebody was like, you gotta Now, this is no shade. Obviously, I couldn't shade this in a million years, but somebody was like, when is Ohio happening? Ohio.
It's
Ohio.
It's never happening.
Listen, Ohio is for lovers. We already knew that. But I don't think that's happening anytime soon. And not until we make our first million.
Exactly. Places that we do want to eventually come but couldn't make work for this tour include Texas. We do want to come to Texas, but it's going to have to be at a later date.
It's one of those dates, it's one of those locations that for our purposes, it's so out of the way. Like nothing
for the time we have and how far I'm traveling as well.
It's one of those things that for now has been a non-possibility. But never say never.
I would never say never. I will fight till forever. Everybody knows that about me.
Yeah, exactly.
I
don't give up.
Finally got to see The Moment.
I haven't seen it yet, so I want to see it, and I haven't seen it, so don't say too much about it, because I don't want to get spoiled. I would like to have my own.
But you know that the end is Taylor shade, right? Like, you've heard that.
Yes, people have told me this. People have told me this.
So I'll give you my overall like thoughts about the movie just in general without any spoilers. I feel like what I find to be very ironic about the moment is that it attempts to criticize or satirize pop stars and their relentless pursuit for capital, like being money hungry, selling out, all this stuff. And it's kind of based on the premise that Charlie would never do that and has never done that. And that's just fucking ridiculous to me because Brat was literally a marketing campaign. Like, that is the whole reason why it was a thing. Like, she did a million vinyls. She did a million variants. She did a remix album. So when the point of the movie seems to be, I would never sell out the way that someone like Taylor Swift would, I'm like, yes, the hell you would. You would do it for free and you would do it tomorrow if you could. And you do.
That's the gag. I do take umbrage with this kind of like attitude, not just Charlie, but a lot of people who are really into Charlie, they think of her as like the anti-pop star. And it's like, babes, this isn't even Avril Lavigne. And like, that's a whole nother kit and caboodle. This is not anti-establishment. This is not anti the big pop.
Charlie is big pop.
You realize that, right? And it's like, you can't have it both ways. Either she's a diva of the millennium or she's anti all of that. You can't be both.
You can't be a cult classic and a pop star. You literally just can't do both at the same time. And I think that Charlie is really, it seems to me that mentally she's really struggling with which one is better. I think the devil on her shoulder is saying big pop star. And I think her creative intuition is probably telling her, do whatever you want and don't give a fuck what people think about it. And to be fair to her, like, I think the Wuthering Heights album was a really cool thing to do. I don't think that many other pop stars would just make an album for a movie like that. Do I think that it was that successful or like amazing or whatever? That's kind of beside the point. I think that it's cool that instead of jumping into another era or trying to really extend Brat beyond its life cycle, she is switching to other creative pursuits. I like that. I think that she's really, really creative. And because she has that cult classic thing, she has this latitude to do stuff other pop stars don't. But I hate that she gets on her high horse about that.
Yeah, and it just, like, trickles down to her fans, and man, the Charlie's Angels, they're they're different. They really think that they're different than anybody else, and it's like, "But you're not. But you're on Twitter. But you're attacking other people, but you
You're
see
still
you're
getting
doing the same
scammed by
behavior.
Ticketmaster. You're still
You
buying
see
merch.
you see
You're
how
still
all
going
that
to the
works."
shows.
And you probably also are listening to Chappell Roan too. I mean, where does it end? What is a pop star to you people? You probably also have a Madonna T-shirt or 2. So what is it? You know what I
What's the
mean?
truth? You know what I realized? Everything just comes back to I hate Taylor. Every Stan conversation returns to, and it's actually really starting to PMO. Anything that I ever say about anyone on the internet, immediately my comments are full of, well, but Taylor did this, but Taylor did that. So I said, like, I made my Harry Styles review, which to be honest is one of my favorite reviews I've ever done. Like, I really cooked with it. I put my pussy into it. Like, I was really happy with that review. And I felt like I was really fair and really magnanimous to him. Like, I was being generous and I was giving constructive criticism and thinking like how could it be good and trying to see it for what is good about it. And the number one comment I got was, very rich of a Swiftie to say that something is boring. Is this not exactly what Taylor does? And I'm like, actually, no, it's not exactly what Taylor does because Taylor has a discography of 12 albums with plenty of good songwriting in there. Harry Styles has 5 albums and not a single All Too Well. So they're not the same.
It's getting
And
really old.
Showgirl isn't boring. You're interested in it. It's
Yeah,
many
you're
things,
talking
but
about it.
boring is not one of them. It
You are
captivated
talking
people.
about it. Yeah, people were captivated. Was I? Well, that's beside the point. But
No, I
people were
was, but not
captivated.
in a was I captivated? Yes. Um, it got my attention. That's for sure.
Right. So yeah, the Harry Styles, the thing about the Harrys, they are different. They're just like their tunnel vision for everything that he does. It's different. And it's like when it's women who are in a specific kind of like really straight heteronormative women, when they're riding for a man, the loyalty is crazy. It's different than any other loyalty. Women will ride for you,
In
men. Not that you deserve it, by the way.
in my comments, it's a lot of women with heated rivalry profile pictures that are doing too much on the Harry review.
Lesbians also really like Harry. I've discovered that as well.
I forgot that. Yeah, lesbians also were really big Larrys too. Don't forget that.
There's something to that. It's just that something about him, women are attracted to what he's doing, and there's nothing wrong with that. I don't shade that at all. I get it. Like, I also have the brain, so, like, I know what everybody's getting into, but I do think that I find it frustrating when it lends itself to we can't really see his music for what it actually is. And that's what's happening. I said when Pittsburgh came to 5.6, I said, "Oh, they're realizing I have to cheer. I have to
Well, they always
cheer."
rate Harry low. They've
They
never
hate
given him
Harry.
anything above a
Oh, they
6,
hate
and it's
Harry.
like, well, yes,
Other
Hilary Duff's album got a better score than Harry, and it was deserved.
Well, because I think the Hilary Duff album was actually kind of surprising. The Harry Styles record is exactly what you'd expect. The Hilary
Mhm.
Duff album is like it's not just the album, it's everything around it too. It's like there's so much going on there, and it's like her performance that she did, I think Fallon is like going viral right now,
It's
which is
so
great.
good.
People are loving it. People are really, really into it. It's connecting with people, and it's like with the Harry music, it's so surface level and it's so vibey that it's like, what are you guys connecting to
I would
with
never
the
deny that it
project
sounds
as a
good.
whole?
It's background music. Like, I've been at the gym, I've been putting on, what's that song? DJ Dance something, Dance No More DJ, something like that. Dance No More, I think it's called. Respect Your Mother, that one. I've been playing that. Also, but then I see, like, people are like, "No, there is this really deep, meaningful meaning to it." Pop is about when he did a threesome and he bottomed for the first time. I was like, "Are you
Oh, you
on
wish,
crack?"
you wish that
The
it
queer, you know what?
was.
The girls will do anything to try and give Harry Styles an opportunity to queerbait. They want him to.
And he's not doing it. That's the gag. He's drowning in pussy. I need you to know that. I need you to know
That
that.
was the most interesting part of the album to me was when he was kind of talking about his international fuckboy behaviors. I was like, yeah, let's drop the treat people with kindness shit and let's go to I I fly them all around the world. I let them think they saved me.
Yeah, there's definitely a little bit of that on the record, and we need to open the case. He's gross to me. Like, this is the thing.
I
That's
know
the
you
kind of
said that. I
behavior.
wanted to probe you on that. Do you mean you find him, like, physically gross, or you think his
No,
behavior
I
is
mean, I think he's a
gross?
gross man. Like, I think he does gross male behavior where he just sucks and fucks anything, which is fine.
Yes.
Like, do you? But I'm not interested in that kind of behavior. Like, that's like somebody who would just like, oh, I'm in it. You know what I mean? Like, it's just like gross. I just don't like
I'd
men
accept it
that
from a
behave that way.
girl, not from a man.
Yeah, but I guess I've never known to that extent. I mean, the Samanthas of the world, I've never met a real one.
No, I don't know if they're
Are they
real, to be
out there? Like,
honest.
there's
I
very
think
like,
people would be like,
honestly,
Sabrina Carpenter is a Samantha, but that to me is very
that's
clearly
not
performative. It's like a
she's
character.
she goes home and she puts on her PJs and she watches, fucking Heated Rivalry. That's what's going on. She's not taking, it's not like what's the name of that porn star who did the 500 guys at once?
Oh my
That's not
God,
what's
what is
going
her
on.
name?
I know.
What
It's like
Bonnie Blue.
it's something
Bonnie
it's like
Blue.
blue. Oh, Bonnie
Bonnie
Blue,
Blue.
yeah. So it's I've never met a real life Samantha, but like Harry Styles is a Samantha.
He's a
Like that's
man-eater,
what it
but
is.
reverse, woman-eater.
Yeah, where are the man eaters of the world? They're not out there.
He just seems like dead behind the eyes to me. Everything I've seen from this era, I'm like, I think you are only doing this just because you kinda have to. Like, I don't think you really care or want to do this. He seems like kinda lost.
I think Harry's house was really big, and I think he's kinda like, "Well, what the" and, his residencies, it was, like, so huge, where do you go from here? I don't envy anybody that feeling because it's, like especially Chapel right now, I think has it the worst, worse than anybody. It's, like, "What the fuck am I supposed to do?" I don't envy that feeling at all, but
Yeah.
I think also Harry has been doing a lot of cocaine.
Say it. He's been in Berlin at the clubs.
Yeah, he has been, and good for him,
Whenever
it sounds like
someone says,
fun.
"I went to the club and I wrote a whole album about it," I'm immediately like, unless you're Charlie XCX, I kind of don't care. And this is a really annoying thing that I find when celebrities do. Like, he was giving this serious interview about taking MDMA, and it's like when Lorde came out and was like, "MDMA changed my life." Every single time, I'm like, "This is annoying." It's so performative, and people doing their whole "I took drugs and became awakened my third eye." It's never fucking interesting. It's never
Right.
interesting. So when I saw Harry doing that, I was like, well, that makes sense.
I don't know, and it's, like, something that I just kind of think you needed that to get to this point, like, there's other ways to do it. Have you ever seen the wolf cry to the blue corn moon or asked the grinning bobcat why he grinned? Can
And
you
if you
paint with all the
haven't,
colors of the mountain? I'm asking you.
but you
No.
see, for these people, I feel like their lives are so big and so overstimulating that they don't hear the wolf cry to the blue corn moon. They have to
They
do
don't.
drugs to get there.
Well, it doesn't interest me, I guess. It's not a judgment from me, but, I definitely have friends who are really into, like, that kinda stuff, and I just doesn't it's never interested me.
No, it's not my
So it's just not for me.
thing.
It's not for me.
Yeah, no, thank you. And I don't want to hear about it, more importantly. Like,
Yeah.
anytime Stoned at the Nail Salon, horrible song. Sorry, boring.
I wanna hear the wolf cry to the blue corn moon, and I
You can't do
think
that when you're fucked out of your brain.
no,
Can't.
you can't. I love hearing the wolf cry to the blue corn moon.
And it's there for you. The wolf is there crying to the blue corn moon, and
It
you're
is.
choosing to turn around and
Yeah.
instead do Coco Melon. I've had time.
I find that men are more likely like Shawn Mendes, his Man of the Woods shit, his John Mayer, like, they are more likely to do this, and when women do it, it kind of gives I've been hanging out with a lot of men. Honestly, like,
That's
unironically,
why
I'm serious.
Lord. That's why it was Lord. And
Seriously.
that is so Lord. That is
Yeah.
so Lord. But yes, I thought that was good. Chapel, I'm worried about Chapel. I'm kind of like, Chapel, at this point, go away is kind of my thing. I'm like, she's getting these constant waves of bad press. And I don't disagree with anything that she's doing, but I'm also kind of like, why are you putting yourself in the line of fire? It's like, you're upsetting yourself. When you go to Paris for Fashion Week, you're there to be photographed. That's the point. Like, you're there to promote yourself, to wear the designer. The paparazzi in Paris are known during Fashion Week to be like that. So I understand it is wrong. It is invasive. It is annoying. But also, there's a certain element of, I'm not saying she signed up for that, but you went to a situation where you knew this was going to happen, and you have created yet another kind of like cycle of bad press about yourself, where you could have just done not done that. If it's that bothersome to you, don't do it or don't go, you know?
I don't really agree with this. My whole thing about it
Slay.
is that I think it's fucking hilarious. I think the video of her getting the
I think it's
paparazzi
hilarious,
and
but
the
I don't think
autograph
it's good
hounds
for
are
her.
so fucking funny. I think that obviously it's a mental strain on her to have to deal with this shit, but it's also worth it to note like how many celebrity women have said how awesome they think like the fact that she does these kinds of things is. Like the fact that she just doesn't let it happen to her and oh, I guess this is happening because I'm at Paris Fashion Week. It
I agree
shouldn't
with
really be
her.
like that. It
Hashtag
really
I'm with
shouldn't be
her.
like that.
I'm with her on the behaviors. I'm with her on the calling out. But it's like when that's the only thing that you're doing, like when there's nothing else going on, it directs a level of attention to you that could be very corrosive to her career in the future as an artist. That's really what I'm more like. I want her to be good and to feel like she's in a creative space where she can make something that will, continue her legacy. And I think that she's going to start putting people off. And uh, again, you can be like, yes, fuck them, put them off. But at the end of the day, being a pop star is a little bit dependent on people liking you.
And she don't care. And
She don't
she
care.
don't fucking care. My thing about Chapel Now, all of that is whatever. I don't know why she's doing this like Fashion Week run. Like that is kind of randomisa to me. I'm not I don't care about that. But I do think like I don't think it's gonna happen this year. I do think in 2027 we need Chapel 2. Otherwise, that's really like we're gonna start to lose it then. Because like you need to do the sophomore record. I know she said she wanted like 5 or 6 years or something. You gotta do the sophomore record because it gets to a point where you just become an excuse me, a personality instead of
And
an
people are
artist.
acting like Chapel is a main pop girl already. And I'm like, guys, she's had one album.
No,
It was an amazing album. It was a major breakthrough, but like, come on now. It's one
no,
moment
she's
in
not
time.
established. So this is what I've said. Like she's really not established. People think that she is, the second album is really crucial. That's why the sophomore slump exists because the second album is really what makes or breaks a lot of careers. And I get that that's paralyzing, like we were talking about earlier. Like I get it's so like, whoa, what do I do? And you can kind of see her. Honestly, to me, The Giver was a real example of floundering. The Subway, I
Yeah.
can't. It was successful, so like I can't really say that much about it. But like The Giver was like, what the fuck was that? That was like, what am I doing? What am I gonna do? I'm trying to like fit in with what's cool right now. I'm trying to do this, but I'm trying to be chaperone at the same time. That was like, what are we doing?
Neither of those songs are up to the caliber of what existed on the first album. And I think it's actually fine because the Subway was made during the Midwest Princess sessions. Like it was kind of made to be there anyway. So it kind of is just like an outtake from those recordings that she decided to do live.
Yeah.
So fine, fair enough. But like those songs, their success 100% relied on the momentum of the other stuff. The
Yeah.
next thing, I think she's not going to have as much grace with her next single. It needs to be a good song.
And time will tell. And I also think it needs to be more traditional, the rollout and the release. I think she needs to commit to the visual. She does need to commit to the award shows too, which I know is not gonna make her cheer, and it's probably gonna give her more bad press, which makes me laugh,
But
so
if
I
there's a
clap and I
song out
cheer.
at the same time, then it's cunt. When
Right,
she was
then
doing
everybody's
the I Hate the
cheering.
Paparazzi and Pink Pony Club and Good Luck Babe were popping off, it was really cunt.
Right. She's in an interesting place. I think there's a darkness and she's fighting against it, but, like, the greatest way to fight the darkness at this point is to go into the studio and make the album.
Yeah, take a
And
break.
instead, she's at Fashion
I
Week.
feel like, but going to Fashion Week, it's again, seems to me like it's stressful for her. Like that doesn't seem like you're having a good time or you're getting to live the undisturbed life that you want to live when you're doing that. So why don't we put ourselves in a position where you don't have that? Also, have you noticed that she doesn't really get papped in America? I think she's successfully like put people off. I never see paparazzi pictures of her like out and about
No,
anywhere other
ever,
than when she's abroad.
ever.
So it's like if you are able to live your life mostly undisturbed in that way, I'd say it's more fans that are the issue, like fans coming up to her, wanting to talk to her, that kind of thing.
Right.
But like paparazzi culture has changed a lot in America. Weirdly, I think there are more laws about it or something. And so I'm like, why don't we just go to Joshua Tree and rent a beautiful house and have all your best friends come and like just have fun, relax, take a day
Yeah,
off.
and make the album. It
Going
makes
to
me uncomfortable.
Fashion Week is not a day off.
No, it sounds terrible. I hate all the it seems to me like, separate from Chaperone, it just seems, like, clicky and, like, "Oh, there's ooh, where are you sitting? Ooh, ooh," and it's just like,
High school.
I don't wanna do that, I don't wanna do that," and, like, everybody's sizing everybody else up. What are you
I think
wearing? Who are
Chapel
you
likes that,
wearing?
though. I think she likes that part of it.
Oh, I'm fashion people are into it. Me and people like Olivia Rodrigo, probably? No, we're not doing that.
That's who we really need to hear from. It's getting to a point where I
Oh,
really
OR3 is
expeditiously
coming.
need OR3, like,
OR3
I
is
wanna
coming.
hear it now!
There's not a doubt in my mind. Where's my Diet Dr. Kelp? I know OR3 is coming.
I'm
Write
ready
it
to
down.
hear it. I really am. I feel like we need Olivia back. I love that she's taken so much time off. I feel as though she's being so intentional and careful about her discography. I'm curious. I do think this is also gonna be a bit of a make or break moment for her because to me, Guts was like a refinement of Sour. Like, it was a matured, more grown-up continuation of it. Like, even the colors, it was just a different shade of purple. So, I'm ready for something a little bit different, but I don't want her to abandon the Avril Lavigne thing. I really think that's where she's at her best, and I want her to or lean more into the Alanis Morissette vibe or the Courtney Love vibe. Like, All American Bitch to me, I'm like, "Let's go fucking there."
Yeah. The only thing about the Avril Lavigne thing is that there's only so many places it can go, and if you
That's why it
wanna
can't
have,
just
like,
be
a
Avril Lavigne.
and that's why it can't just be Avril Lavigne. It's like I mean, look at Avril Lavigne's discography.
Let me ask the audience.
Let me ask the audience. So
I'm
I loved
dying
it for
for
Guts.
you to revisit one of the really, really bad Avril albums. That's one of my top requests for the Lizard
The one
Review is
with
for you
Hello
to
Kitty on
revisit
it.
the one with Hello Kitty, the one with the Marilyn Manson collab. Like, I need you to dive into that one because that was her kind of attempt at doing the best damn thing again a little bit.
And it'll never happen, and you will never see the harvest.
But it did have Here's to Never Growing Up, which is kind of a classic Avril Lavigne song.
In the sense that it is, like, that's one of those
Well,
things I can't deny. I
if you're
hate that
not
song.
singing Radiohead at the top of your lungs, then you wouldn't know.
Got a bottle where everybody's getting us drunk.
Here's to
Oh,
that. I
yes.
mean, it's
Oh,
very Avril.
yes. It's very Avril. Nobody can deny that. We can't deny it. That could be Olivia Rodrigo. 2 albums down the line.
No, we don't want that. We don't want that for
We
her.
don't want it. I don't know. The thing about OR3 is, like,
The
I'm
discourse, I'm
excited
really
for
not
it.
excited for. I'm not
I'm
excited about
excited.
that.
Well, that's a whole nother kit and caboodle, but I'm excited for it because in my mind, for Olivia, there's nowhere else to go but up. I hope I'm not wrong about that.
I think she's been doing some really interesting things, like the Glastonbury shows. She's also collaborating. She's doing a lot of collaborations with men I don't care about, but whose music I think could have a good positive influence on her own creative process.
Yeah, for sure. I think she's really a student of different kinds of music than the other pop girls. You know what I mean? Like nobody. I mean, Chappell Roan has never played a Weezer song. I'll tell you that for free. I will tell you that for
And
free.
nor should she. Poor Madeline is really going through it, by the way. She's sick, so give her a break if she sounds like
Yeah,
she's
sorry,
on the
sorry.
brink. Is this a post-Australia sickness?
I blame San Francisco. The layover in
Oh,
San Francisco because San Francisco it gives. This is a place where you could catch something. This is a place where you could get a little something, something, especially the places we were going. We were really living off the grid.
yeah, you were going sicko mode in San Francisco just by randomista surprise.
Yeah. So I blame San Francisco 100%.
She blames San Francisco 100%. I would love to talk about the amazing night that we had with Chats and Reacts. So by now, you guys will have seen the video of our live performance. What you don't know is that we had one of the greatest keys that I've ever had in the history of the world with these divas after the show. We had no business being out until 2 o'clock in the morning, drinking
Drinking
Aperol
Aperol Spritz.
spritzes and double tequila soda, but we were fucking rocking at that bar. We said, we don't care if we're going to be dead at the Sydney show. We will put our happy faces on and cheer because we will have had the greatest night of our lives before.
It was a key that really needed to happen. I was pretty committed to it because but it was literally like they walked into the room to come and greet us like before the show started. We were gonna do sound check and stuff, and they came in to, kind of like get a lay of the land and like figure the show out before they were gonna come on stage. And it was like instantly we
Did the
were on a level with them because it was so clear, like, they had never really had an opportunity to talk to another Swiftie content creator, and we had never had an opportunity to talk to another Swiftie content creator, and I don't know what people think our conversation would have been like, but it was literally like talking to friends that you made at summer camp 10 years ago that you haven't seen in forever, and you're just sitting there kikiing and going, "I wish that you lived closer." That's what it was.
That's
That's
actually
what it was.
exactly what it was. I mean, I wish that we had one more day in Brisbane just to hang out with Chats and
Me
Reacts,
too,
like, not
because
even
they
to
were
film
so
with
much
them,
fun.
just to hang out, and, like, they were so lovely. They are exactly as they seem in their videos, I feel. Like, they are so sweet and so nice, and they're really smart, and they're really funny. Like, when we got on stage, like, obviously, Madeline and I were preparing because we had never met them before, right? Like, there's always a chance that it's not the best idea to meet someone for the first time and an hour later be like, come on stage with me for an unscripted conversation. That could
Right.
go wrong in so many ways. But as soon as they got on stage to do our sound check, which we ran over because we were too busy fucking chatting away, as soon as we got on stage with them, we were like, join us for the meet and greet, do a little Q&A with us. Like, we need to have you there. And selfishly, we just wanted to hang out with them more, stay on stage.
Yeah, honestly. Yeah, that's what it was like, and, you know, we didn't have a lot of time. We actually, like we almost didn't make it on stage on time because we were kikiing.
Yeah.
That was bad. Like, we literally like, the intro music was on, and we were not
I
ready.
didn't know it was playing.
Yeah,
And usually
it was
we're not
bad.
like that. Usually we're
Yeah,
like, we got 5 minutes, we got 3 minutes, we're there.
yeah.
And we were so that's why we were so happy when we walked on stage. I mean, we'd been cheering the whole time. And then after the show, we kikied in the dressing room for a long time. Someone very kindly sent us a bottle of champagne. We drank that.
We
We
drank that.
celebrated. Thank you for the gorgeous champagne. And then we went to a bar, a really randomista bar, by the way. Like, this is a place they'd never seen Taylor Swift content creators before. Let me tell you that for free. And it didn't matter because the world melted away and we were with Chats
We
and
also
Reacts.
we got to sit I almost kind of forgot what the bar was actually like because we sat outside at the farthest table. So, like, my back was to the bar. I had no idea what was going on in that bar. I was there in the Kiki, baby. And then those young kids, they were like 18 or 19, came over to us and they were like, "Can you watch our vodka Red Bulls? Because we're gonna go," what did they call it? It was a
So
cigarette,
I
but it was like
guess,
a
uh,
cockle-doodle doo. We're gonna go have a
yeah,
cockle-doodle.
there
It
was
was
like a
like something
chab,
weird.
a chicken
Yeah.
wiggle. And we were like,
Yeah,
okay,
we
what?
were like, okay," and then they came, "Oh, thank you so much for watching our drinks." They were playing pool, they're drinking vodka Red Bulls, they're 18 years old, they're on a date. It was just a beautiful night, and
It
Mason
was a
was
beautiful
there,
night.
by the way.
Mason,
Mason
M
was
this is
there.
a man. Can I just
Yeah.
say, this is what a man should do. Mason sat there. He did not yawn. He did not go on his phone. He interjected, but only to say relevant, funny things, not to say like
Right,
randomista stuff.
right.
He was being Madeline's man. That's my man, she was
He
saying.
was he when we talked about it later,
And
I
I know
after
he
that, I
was
was like,
tired because we
"Oh,
were
thank
tired
you."
too, but
Oh,
we were having so much
we
fun.
I was like, "Thank you, you know, for sitting there and, you know, having the kiki." And he was like, "Oh, I thought it was interesting." And I was like, "Oh, did you?
Thank
Did you?"
God.
Yeah.
Just as well.
It was,
Thank
like, the
God.
conversations that were being had.
Oh my God. They're conversations that no one else in the world could have. That's what was so great about it is that Madeline and I are each other's only coworkers. Like, that's it. And what we do is isolating, and they feel the same way. Like, we have so much more in common than you would think. And we deal with so many of the same issues and problems that we can't really like discuss with other people or in public. So having someone else to just be like, that happened to you too, or you've also been through this, or hearing about what these girls have gone through worse things than we have. I didn't even realize.
No, and some of the stuff that they told us, I would never say specifics, obviously, but, like, some of the stuff they told us, I was like, you know, I'm sharing, like, "Oh, has this happened to you?" And then they're sharing, like, the craziest thing ever, and I'm like, "Oh my god." Like, I can't even why are people being this way? Because to me, Chats and Reacts, all they do is make fun, lighthearted content about how much they love Taylor. They're not controversial, they're not doing anything, so why do people behave like this? Like, it
And they're
actually pissed
behaving
me
in ways that
off!
they haven't even behaved with us. That's what shocked us. We were
No,
like,
it
surely we have it the worst.
despicable! And it pissed me
Despicable.
off so bad, it's just like, how could anybody think I wanna try to get these girls? Like, it just doesn't make sense to me. People are
And when
evil.
you meet them, they're like the most normal people in the world. They're just two girls that love music. Like, I cannot describe to you because I was like, surely, but before, I'm sure they wouldn't mind me sharing this, but before we did the show, I was like, I thought that we were going to meet you and get some like tea, be like, oh, this is how you really feel. They genuinely and sincerely, when they interact with Taylor, they just want to have fun. They just want to like it. They go out of
Right.
their way to like it because it makes them happy, and their purpose of listening to Taylor for them is just to, escape the bad stuff and have a good time. We come at it from different perspectives, but we share the same deep, respectful love.
Right, and that's, like, kind of like when we were having the Kiki, it's like we could have said anything about Taylor and vice versa. They could have said any random question about Taylor, any random like, "Oh, what's your opinion on this?"
Mhm.
And it just goes on, and there's no, "Oh, I don't know that," none of that. And then when we were, like, talking about, like, other Taylor Swift fans and, like, people who have to Google what the track fives are, and we're t all this, like, goofy, funny stuff that we were talking about. It was just a key. I mean, what do you want me to say? I
It
walked
was a
away
key.
saying they're the greatest friends that I've ever had, and she got
She got
away.
away.
She's just
We
another
also
fucking
got
girl on the
I
subway.
wasn't expecting there to be tea. There was tea.
There was tea, but you'll never get to know what it was.
You'll never get to know because it's between me and my best friend. I legit was saying to Madeline last night, I was like, we should plan. I'm not joking. This is like, you know how Facebook and Google have like retreats and summits? They'll have like a summit at the San Francisco HQ. I'm saying me, Madeline, Bonnie, Emily, summit.
Summit. We need to summit. No, it needs to be Pop Girl
Retreat.
Summit.
No, we
We
need
need
to
to
just
retreat.
hang out. Obviously, we also something we all got really excited about was we would love to do a sister songs together, and that is something that I think we definitely will do at some point, but I really wanna just hang out with them because it's so nice to have a community.
It is, and it's like Zach and I can't like we can do our best and we can commiserate, we can do this, but like it's just us. This is not a community. This is this is two
It's a
raccoons in
partnership.
a trench
Yeah,
coat. It's
yeah.
raccoons in a trench coat, and it's like when you have like two other people who come in, they're like all the other side of the world, and they're like, we're doing the same thing differently, but we're doing the same thing. And we think about the same things. We talk about the same things. It's like, oh my god, this is community. I haven't felt that in a while. Like not since like in terms of Taylor Swift, not since like Tumblr, babe.
Oh, yeah, because
Seriously.
it's been well, because 'cause we've been Chun-Li, that's really the issue, and it's so funny that everybody expects, like, chats and reacts and us to, like, get into some sort of spat on stage or, like, be weird with each other or not like each other. It's actually we are way more similar than we are different. The only difference is the way that we approach talking about Taylor Swift, and as long as they don't get offended by us and we don't get offended by them, it's fine. And we are not offended. We have different sensibilities. It legit was the United Nations.
And we had a great conversation on stage too. I mean, it was just natural. It just flowed. It just felt good.
And they're so funny. We were like, you girls need to go on tour. And that was the other thing. Like, we were talking about business and, like, things that we don't have anyone else to talk to about that. And I felt
Right.
like we were able to have a really productive and useful conversation about, like, how we're each approaching what we do and, like, what our plans are for the future. And it just made me excited to try and, like, I don't want that to be a one time thing. I don't want that to be, we just saw them once and that was it. Like, I really think we need to bring,
No, and it doesn't have to be because I mean, at the end of the day, I mean, World War Trump, the travel thing with that is starting to get a little freaky fucking deaky. So there's
yeah.
that. But God willing, God willing, in the future, like we do the same thing. It just makes sense to me that at some point there would be something that we would all do together in person and just like fucking kiki the fuck out. I want it
We were
bad.
like, "Let's go on tour together." I mean, it's too soon to organize that for this year, but, like, it would be so fun to do another event with them because I'll be curious to see what the feedback is from the audience. Like, I would love to hear what you guys thought about the show and our conversation. Like, if you wanted to see more collabs with Chats and Reacts, like, what kind of format would you like that to take? That would be an interesting thing for us to know, but it just made me also feel, like, more creative. They were having
Yeah.
us think about things that I had never considered, and they were having me think about things I thought I would never change my mind on.
Well, it's just it's you can't. You really do sometimes need that 3rd, 4th person to come in and, like, show you perspective you've never thought of. I don't think sometimes that you or I can give each other another perspective because we are too close and, like, too in it. Does that make sense? Like, it's not like,
Two-headed
"I
snake.
would never change my mind because of something that Zach said." It's just that, I mean, like, we're too close, you know what I mean? Like, there's too much there, but it's like, Bonnie what did she say that actually did kinda gag me?
No,
What
she was
was it
talking about eldest
about?
daughter. She was talking
It
about
was
eldest
eldest
daughter, and
daughter!
you know
Yeah.
what? I actually I maintain my opinion on it, but she made me see it in a different light for a minute, and, like, I would have told you that that would never happen, and it
It
happened.
was it was the first time where I, like, finally understood why the song is called Eldest Daughter. I was like,
We fathomed.
"Oh."
We
We
fathomed.
fathomed. It was really fun fathoming with the girls. I really enjoyed that.
And it was
Sometimes
also
we can't
great to hear
fathom.
their
S
favorites too.
well,
Sometimes we can't fathom.
the other thing about us is that sometimes, like, through no fault of our own, we fathom the same thing. And it's like, well, what about somebody who's fathomed something else?
At the
You
end of
know
the
what I
day,
mean?
we generally have similar taste. I would say we definitely disagree a lot, but overall, I would say we like the same things about Taylor, but that's true for chats and reacts as well. They're also drawn to the same kind of things about Taylor, which is why I think they also found the conversation interesting and productive because they got to hear from us like what we think. And yeah, it was just good to have a different voice in the room for once.
It was. And it's like, we don't get to do that a lot because of, like, the way that it is. I sometimes get jealous of, like, LA content creators because they just get to collab and, do all these things and,
I
like, bring
think you
different
get
people
lost in the
in.
sauce with that, though. I will say, like,
You
I am
think?
kinda glad that I'm no, literally on an island, true. I'm literally on an island, and it's like we can participate, we can dip in and out of that. I think that when you get too close to it, you become different, and a good example of that actually is I've really been thinking about what I want my relationship to the industry to be after, like, I got to meet Hilary Duff, I got to listen to her album early. Thank God I liked the album and gave it a good review. I mean, and I didn't do that because I got preferential access. I did it because I genuinely enjoyed it, and but I do wonder, I'm like, I had such a key with her label guy, and he was like, "You need to move to LA. We could key. I hang out with this person. We can all hang out together." And I was like, "You know what? That sounds really fun, but I think that my objectivity is the most important thing, and my honesty is more important than me having preferential access to people that, yeah, I would love to hang out with or that I would love to spend time with or learn more about." Anthony Fantano, actually, I read an interview that he did recently where he was like, "This is why I live in Connecticut." I don't he rejects, like, interviews and stuff all the time, and I think that's kind of the way it has to be. In times like these, you have to be a Jake Shane or you have to be on an island.
There's something to that too, and it's like, I feel like you can always have your pet projects. It's like, I don't there's certain things it's like Taylor's a different beast. I don't care what there's some artists where it's like, I would never, ever, ever pan them. I don't care what because of the situation. Number 1 is Sunday 1994. I don't care. I would never say a word. And even if, like, My Chemical Romance did release something terrible, I just won't say anything. There's just
Yeah,
some
and part
people
of
I just
reviews, it's about your
won't.
taste. It's not even about, like, I will objectively review everything I listen to. I don't objectively review anything. Reviewing is a taste thing. It's about, like, how you feel about something, so there is that element to it as well.
Yeah, it's just like one of those things where it's like, you gotta pick, and I've chosen.
I honestly, sadly, I do think, like, when people are like, "Do more interviews and stuff," I know that the way that celebrity and the way their PR teams work now, you're not getting an interview if they don't view you as a safe person that will only portray them in a positive light. That's the only way that you're gonna get access, and I will never be able to promise people that. So, there's the rare artist, I think, that comes along that's willing to do that, like Adele is a great example. There are a couple of other people that I think would be open to doing that with me, but I'm never gonna have, like, a Brittany Broski access or a Jake Shane access because if I would have to trade what I'm actually good at to get the access, you know?
Right. And
Anyone can
that's kind of the kit
interview.
and caboodle. That's kind of the kit and caboodle. I
Anyone
saw
can
this
interview.
I wish I could remember what the name of the creator was, but she was talking about I was interested because I'd never heard somebody say this. She started the video by saying, "Alex Cooper isn't a bad interviewer, she's just doing exactly what she's asked to do." And I was like, "I'm very interested in this." And she started talking about how this is what artists want, this is what parent companies want, this is what Spotify wants, this is what everybody's doing now. So Alex Cooper is doing her job that she was given and paid to do actually very well. And I was like, now this is interesting because she's still saying Alex Cooper isn't a good interview. What she's saying is Alex Cooper is good at the job that she's been given. And I was like,
Right,
that's it.
which is
This
not
is how
interviewing.
everything is.
Alex Cooper is an extension of the publicity firms that represent these celebrities. You can always tell when she's interviewing someone, no one is ever surprised by her questions because they know exactly what they're going to be asked before they go in and they have answers prepared. So Alex Cooper will pose what might be like a semi-controversial question. And you can see that it doesn't take anybody off guard because they're ready for it and they have an answer ready to go. And like there was a time in media in history when people would just say anything and you could ask anything. And that's where the real magic and interestingness would happen. But I also understand that like it's not worth it sometimes to say your unvarnished thoughts. Like you want to put thought into what you're saying because the way that people dissect stuff is so crazy that it's like, yeah, I understand why you want to have that prepared. But that does also mean you're right. Alex Cooper can only do so much.
And that's on period. It's just the way it is.
I
Things
still
will
object
never
to all of these people being
change.
called the new face of late night. But actually,
Oh,
now when
it's
I think about it, late night has always been
crazy!
fake as fuck. Like the Jimmy Kimmel stuff, like the segments now that you see, Jake Shane is giving more interesting interviews. At least you get them in long form. They're like 50 minutes. And Jake Shane will randomly be like, do you like nerds um or like Jolly Rancher is better. And then you get like a random moment and it's like, okay, that's kind of interesting to
Well,
see
but
someone like Hilary Duff have to answer a stupid question or Charlie XCX. On the late night shows, it's like, let me tell you my rehearsed anecdote. Haha.
yeah, and that's the way that it's always been too, like, it's never really been a hard hitting it's supposed to be,
Apart from David
"I'm here to
Letterman.
promote, I'm here to promote, I'm here to promote," which is, like, the whole point of it, but at least, like, Jimmy Fallon, Jimmy Kimmel, Conan O'Brien,
For
like,
sale.
all of these
For
people
sale.
well, sure, but that's not what I'm talking about. All of these people are people who had to work to get to that point. These people just cropped up. Like, that's kind of the
Right.
thing of it. It's like, I mean, you may not think he's funny, but Jimmy Fallon worked on SNL for a very long time before he was just handed a late night talk show. And the same thing with fucking Conan O'Brien. Like, these are people who had to, like,
I know. Jake
scrape
Shane
the
being on
barrel.
Netflix is really,
That's
it's
none
a
of my
lot.
business. It's none of my
And
fucking
I wouldn't
business!
even say that he doesn't deserve it, but I do kind of wonder why we're pretending it's something that it isn't. And I say that same thing for Call Her Daddy. I'm like, I think that this would all be better if we just labeled it correctly. Like it's a podcast. Why does it have to be a late night show? It's not that. And it's not going to be that.
I guess, I don't know. People are taking issue with the word podcast now, but it's like, well, that's what it is, though.
That's literally what it is. You're in a
No, just
podcast
because
studio. There's no
you
live
take it as an
audience.
insult. You
There's no
took it as an insult.
performance. You got mics in front like this. It's a
It's a
podcast.
podcast. And everybody wants one.
And they're getting the good guests. That's the
And
thing.
they're
They're
getting
the
the good
ones that are
guests.
getting like the access to people that are important, I suppose.
Yeah. I could still
I
interview
think that's
Sunday
also why
1994.
Taylor's press tour felt so weird because she only appeared in very, very controlled circumstances. And it was like, I actually think that being on a podcast that wasn't Travis's podcast might have done her some good in that promo cycle.
Well,
Jake
she
Shane would have
said,
been an
"I'm
easy
not
thing. He
interested.
wouldn't have
I'm not
asked her
interested."
anything controversial. He would have just hand-hearted the whole time, and it would have been really normalizing to see Taylor just like gagging Jake Shane. He's not going to
That
be
would've been
there
really
like,
funny.
what do you think of is canceled about Blake Lively? He's not going to say that. He would never say that.
He should, but he doesn't have the vernacular. He doesn't have it. And that's
That would have
fine,
gone
but
better than the rehearsed I put the check on the mahogany grain line that she delivered over and over in like 5 different interviews.
yeah.
A
I
moment
miss
of
the old
realness.
I miss the old press cycles, honestly. They
Well,
were
you know what I
crazy.
think? They're kinda the old press cycles is kind of the same thing. It's just now that we read it differently. Like the late night shows aren't different from how they were 15 years ago. We
Well,
just
there's
now
less of
have
them. 'em, I'll
things
tell
like
you that.
podcasts that give more opportunities for like real moments.
And none of them are real, and that's the other gag. Nothing's real. Everything's a hologram. Oh, let me open your eyes, kids. It's all a lie. Everything's one big
Everything is
lie.
fake.
Period.
Beautiful. I mean, Australia was one of the greatest trips of my life. It was so fun. We had the best time ever.
Australia was amazing. What can I say? I was looking at the map of because I'm watching that Netflix series. This came out forever ago. This is old news, but I just started watching it. Actually, I'm kind of obsessed with it. It's Apple Cider Vinegar with those 2 Australian
Oh,
divas, Caitlin Dever
so it's
and
amazing. That's actually low key
yeah.
really, really good. The acting is really good. The plot is
Oh, they're
amazing. It's
great. Oh,
quick.
the girls are amazing. The
Yeah.
girls are amazing. So I'm, like, addicted to watching it. I was watching it too late the other night, but I haven't finished it quite yet. But it was in Australia, and I like noted some of the stuff in the background, so I looked it up, and I was like on the map in Melbourne, just like looking around, like I remember when I was there. I remember when I was there.
I remember
We
I've
went
been
there.
here
I went there. It was
before.
really sad leaving because it's one of those places where it's so far away. And it costs a very pretty penny, and they're doing World War Trump, and it's like, I don't know when, if ever, I'll be able to get back to Australia, but I definitely wanna go on a time when I'm not working and just, like, go and spend 3 weeks there. I wanna do a week in Melbourne, a week in Brisbane, and a week in Sydney, and just, like, disappear into the
Why she
outback
disappeared
while she disappeared. Because
to meet a platypus in the
to meet a
wild.
platypus no, I wanna go to, like, more of the reserves and go see some of the nature. I'm not doing the spiders.
I didn't see
I
any
didn't
animals. That's my
I
one
didn't
regret about
see
Australia this time. I
You
didn't
didn't
make
see
it a priority
any?
to go see any only the fucking bin chickens, which are when I saw that for the first time, it was on your Instagram story, actually. I lost my mind. I was like, "That can't be real. They can't just be
He
walking among us."
and he was. He was very prevalent in Sydney. He said, "Sydney is my house. I live
No,
here."
not mm-mm. I'm coming into your house and I'm saying, "Get out. I'm evicting. Get out of here. Scram."
They were an interesting critter. Which birds did we really like? Oh, when we were in Brisbane, we showed you this picture,
Oh, the
right?
parakeets. Yeah.
They
So
were
beautiful.
annoying. Like when we came out in the morning after Brisbane, choo 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 choo. It was like shut up. And then Mason got his phone out and he zoomed in on them and you could see they were all rainbow. And I was like, oh my god, I
You were like, "Forgiven.
love them.
Forgiven."
They're so
My biggest regret of something I didn't do in Australia was I didn't make it to Smy's Dream Ice Cream, and it was
You
right next to our
didn't. I
goddamn
forgot
hotel.
about it.
I
That day in
completely
Sydney,
forgot.
I
I'm
completely
so
forgot about it.
annoyed because we
I
were
completely
literally like a
forgot about it.
5-minute walk away from it.
I don't remember seeing it. Like we were to be fair, we didn't spend a lot of time in Darling Harbor. We kind of like looked around and were like Sydney
No, there
Harbor
was nothing
better, so we
there.
just Ubered our asses right on down to fucking Circular Quay or whatever. And we were like, this is amazing. But Sydney, you got some stuff in there and I like to look
You got
around.
some stuff in there.
Mama
I
likes to look
can't
at the
wait
ocean.
to go back to see Tyra Banks's gorgeous ice cream. Speaking of, we have both viewed the America's Next Top Model documentary. And first of all, I thought it was amazing that Tyra was in her detective coat.
I thought it was kinda cunty. I did
It
like the trench
was.
coat with, like, the design on it, and, like, she wasn't wearing anything underneath, so you got cleavage, which was
Her
clearly
hair,
there was, uh, contouring
makeup.
done on it. None of my business, I noted it. The lighting that they used really was not favorable to the excessive makeup. Did you notice that?
No, no, but her face card still never declines. Her
Oh,
hair
Ty
was
obviously,
beautiful.
obviously,
She looks
Tyra Banks is
stunning,
Tyra Banks.
Easta.
Yeah, amazing. Um, the
Mr.
tea that
J
was
looks
served
crazy. I'm sorry. Mr. J really is giving handsome Squidward. We gotta lay off the fillers, Mr. J.
and he knows that, but he's on a journey. He knows that, and he's on a journey. Meanwhile, Nigel, I would still let him do stuff to me that's considered illegal in many countries.
Even still,
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah, even at his big
he
age, I would
was
still let him do
so
stuff to me.
sexy on the show.
Yeah.
Like, he was so ooh, a little bit of British in my hair for the Teen Vogue party.
Yes. Well, yes.
Tyra came out looking like a monster, to be honest.
Yeah, it looked really rough. I wonder if she knew going into it that this is how she's gonna be
Apparently, she knew
portrayed.
nothing about it. She just showed up and sat down for the interview, and you know what? Fair fucks to her for doing that.
Yeah. And she told the truth. I never really thought about the Be Quiet Tiffany thing as being something that she would be embarrassed by or like as something that people would consider to be something really scary that happened because it's been like watered down to be a meme for so long that I forgot that was actually kind of fucking crazy and actually like to hear like Nigel and like the Jays describe it being frightening and
It
like
was
people on set
abusive.
it was to have that, like, memory of, like, "Oh, this was" like, she was full on screaming at a cast member on set, and nobody did anything to stop it. They just sat there and let the cameras roll to get the
Yeah.
shot.
I will say with the Jays and Nigel, now Miss J gets a free pass forever. She gets a pass forever. I'm not criticizing her. The other two, it was very much giving, it's all Tyra's fault, and I just did what I was told and I followed my instructions. And there are moments where it's like, okay, but you're watching her scream at this girl and you're a person that's in the room. You could stand up and stop her and be like, that's not happening. Or we need to take a break. You could have told the cameras to cut. Like you could
Right,
have done anything in so many of these situations. And yet, like with the teeth, the way they talk, the way the other people talked about certain things that went on, I was like, you don't care either. You're really, really what you're mad about is that Tyra let you go and embarrassed you. You're not really sorry to these girls that were on the show. Like the Shandy stuff,
was
beyond
crazy.
crazy. You know what I will give them though? Reality TV was like that back in the day. That was the genre. Like ANTM wouldn't have been special in that way.
Especially, like, you know what was really strange about the Shandy thing is, like, the way that it was described, like, how Shandy described what occurred, what happened to her, and how she remembered it, being blacked out, having this experience. I personally wouldn't call that having sex, and I certainly wouldn't also call that cheating. But it was
No.
interesting to me how this entire narrative, because it was the juicier one, you can't do the, "Oh my god," like, something really bad happened. You have to go,
Well, then they'd also have to
"You
be
cheated."
liable. And they
Right.
don't, the
"You
production doesn't want to be
cheated.
liable.
This is so we're gonna, like, emotionally and mentally manipulate you." Tyra's gonna show up and randomly bring up how evil and terrible it is to cheat and then go, "What about you, Shandy? Did you ever do something like that?" And it's
It's like
like,
you're already reeling from being sexually assaulted in a foreign country, and now all of a sudden you're the whore.
yeah,
It's
and
like so textbook misogynistic, and it's Tyra doing it. That's what's
especially
so
because
like
Tyra was their mentor. Like, this is somebody that all of those girls really looked up to, and I think when you're in that situation, Tyra is like, "Oh my god, she would keep me safe." It's like
she's God.
when
Yeah.
when the other girl was talking about how she felt like, if Tyra was uncomfortable during a set, she would speak up. She would say, "This man's making me feel uncomfortable.
Yes,
He's
that was
touching me
such
in
a
a way
good
I don't
point.
like." And then they were like and then she did that. She said, "I'm not comfortable." And they were like, "Well, you're gonna have
You're
to get used to that
difficult.
in the modeling industry and blah blah blah." And what was interesting is like all of that is true. But it's like Tyra set it up so it's like this show is gonna fight the industry and this, that, and the other thing. All it really did was uphold it a million times over. All the things. You have to take sexual harassment. You have to take people not respecting you. You have to take this,
You have
take this, take
to
this.
you have
You
to
have to be
lose
thin.
weight.
You have to do
Yeah.
this. She never really I think she really to her credit, like the only thing I would give her, she thought she was doing something. And in some
She
ways she was.
she still thinks that. So, like, what America's Next Top Model, I think, achieved was Tyra's main goal was, like, I thought the premise of the show was really smart. She was like, "People think that models are vapid and dumb and that they don't there's no skill to this, there's no
Right.
anything required, and I wanna show people that, like, models are not one-dimensional beings." And it's
Right.
like, "Okay, that was a good goal. Did you achieve it? I'm not sure." But she did manage to get some diversity on television. I would say that is her
Yeah.
main accomplishment is that she managed to put some diversity on TV. The real rub for me is that not one of these girls really benefited from being on America's Next Top Model, and they
No.
weren't paid. That's another interesting thing they left out completely is that they were not paid and they were
The
held
what
hostage.
what Danielle said, about her experience with winning and how it didn't matter and
Harrowing.
nobody cared and nobody wanted anything to do with her because she was kinda, like, marked by America's Next
And
Top Model,
Tyra
and Tyra
stopped her bag.
knew! And
Tyra
Tyra
deliberately stopped her
knew.
bag. Tyra is someone that I think, like, above all, she wants to lift herself up. She wants to be a star. I don't really think she cares about other people getting to be a star. Like, she just wanted America's Next Top Model to go on forever and for her to be the host of it forever. That was her main priority and goal. And, like, all the stuff that happened along the way, like, the makeovers, when it got into, like, I'm gonna take you to the dentist and pull out your
It's
teeth
crazy.
and operate on you all night long without your consent, essentially, is so like, I think even though reality TV was crazy back then, that was so wrong. And no one said a word about this.
No,
Where
they
are the
didn't care.
lawsuits?
Where are the lawsuits? Where the
It was
lawsuits.
terrible. It
And,
was
when
really,
I
really terrible.
reflecting on the makeovers, one of my favorite parts of watching America's Next Top Model was the hair, when they would redo everybody's
Oh,
hair,
yeah.
and some
Those are my
people would have
favorite
mental break, because
episodes.
you know what? Hair kind
It's
of is
everything.
fair game. It is fair game. It's like, it'll grow back. Everything will
Mhm.
be fine. This is for the show. Like, that was always fun to me, even if they would collapse. Because
Yeah.
you're watching it like, it's really not a big, it's just hair. But I loved it. And then that was one that I remember being really disturbed by. It's one that's really stuck with me because it's kind of like what was her name? The girl that got the white girl that got the really bad teeth work. I can't remember what her
Oh,
name was, but
Joni? Joni?
Joni, she was like, "You know what? It was really fucked up and it was really bad, but for me, I got free dental work, so it was like I won the lottery." And I was like, "This American fucking
I
nightmare!" It's
know.
like she
Even
still
though
had, like,
that
one of the
dental work
worst
caused her
things.
permanent dental issues,
Right, and
her
now she
teeth
has a
still
beautiful.
look better.
Yeah, she has a beautiful smile, and she, much more proud of her smile. It's like, that's great, but it shouldn't have had to have been like that, and I think they did stuff to her that was unnecessary.
Oh,
All they wanted
100%.
to
And
do
they
was, like,
also you're not supposed to do 4 extractions on someone and veneers where you shave their teeth down
"No,
in one sitting.
who is
That's like a
this
month of
quack?"
work.
There's, like, a
No,
chop shop
they had a
somewhere.
hack doctor. Literally,
Yeah,
they
they
had
had
a
a
hack come
frickin' it
in
was a chop shop.
and chisel her teeth out. It was crazy. I can understand, like, maybe extracting her, like, those teeth, fine, but I was like, "Why didn't you put veneers on all her other teeth?" That's such a, like, invasive, unnecessary thing to do, and yet, I mean, it was America's Next Top Model, so do
It
whatever you
was
want.
America's Next Top Model, so it's not on America's Next Top
You
Best
know
Friend.
what part killed me, and I didn't know this about that when they replaced Tyra with Rita Ora? I burst out laughing so hard. I was like,
Flop.
"Who?" Tyra is top model, first of all, but you're gonna replace her with Rita Ora.
It
She's
couldn't
for
have been more
sale.
Enemista. She's for sa Rita Ora's for sale. She really is in the class of BB Rexa. She really is.
For sale to the lowest bidder. Like, she will do
That was crazy.
anything.
I
And then they
I
were like,
didn't
"Oh,
remember
the
that.
ratings are tanking." Yeah, what authority does Rita Ora have on being America's Next Top Model? She's not even
When they
American.
when they did the super cut of, like, all of the weird shit they started to do in the later seasons, none of which I was privy to, I don't think I've
No.
seen a season over cycle 10. I don't think I
No,
have.
I stopped watching when they did the first season where they had men and they gave this man a beard weave, which
No.
was like a wig that he wore on his face, and it looked
Who wants to watch
horrible.
men on America's Next Top Model?
Well, their makeovers weren't fun. Their photo shoots weren't fun. It was like, no, this is not what America's Next Top Model is about. I love that they included my favorite clip of America's Next Top Model of all time, which is Jade going, "This is not America's
America's
next top
Next Top
best
Best
friend."
Friend. And
That
what
is
lies were
the
told?
f that was the funniest, and you know what? America's Next Top Model, that's another thing that had so many iconic cultural moments. Like, and also some of the characters, I was like, "Where's Jade? Why couldn't they get Jade for an interview? She's a fucking
Yeah.
diva." When she did her cover girl,
She was
she
crazy.
forgot all her lines and she was like, "Oh, this party is so fabulous."
They couldn't
And
get
Tyra
Eva
was like,
either. I
"You're
thought
a
that was
drag queen."
strange. You couldn't get
Yeah,
Eva?
Eva the diva. She's pro Tyra. Maybe that's why she didn't wanna do it.
Oh, she knew the truth. I also was wondering, where's Adrian?
Where is
Where
Adrian?
is she?
Not
She was, because
mentioned.
remember, she had a show. Her big thing after she won America's Next Top Model was she had a reality show. It was a disaster, and it, like,
I didn't know
revealed her to
that.
be even crazier than she was in the first place. It was like a sort of like a Newlyweds, like, this is me getting married, and it was
Oh.
like a really it was weird. She's kind of like a mess. Where is she?
Not in the and also, who else did I wanna see? There were a lot of Carrie D. Can we get her mentioned? Can we talk about, Angela when Angela actually did get fired. Like, she won America's Next Top Model and told someone, and then it came out that she did that, and they flew her back to LA and made them reshoot the finale, made her stand there and let the other girl win. I'm like, "Where's she?" There's actually so much more America's Next Top Model lore that just wasn't there, and I'm like, "I wanna know why." Tiffany, not interviewed. Hello? We needed her voice.
I really wanna know who didn't get asked and who just didn't agree to be interviewed. I wanna know so bad.
There were some people that I was kind of like, "You're a randomista." Like, there were some people that were included for, like, 1 minute, and I was like, "Okay, I guess maybe a lot of these people, either they couldn't track them down or they were not interested in doing more traumatized by America's Next Top Model content," which is totally fair.
Or they think it's embarrassing. They're like, "I don't wanna talk about that time in my life.
Well,
I
it
don't."
ruined so many of their careers.
Yeah. I had to go back and work at Walgreens, Shandy said. That blew my mind.
The Shandy store, that really was beyond the pale. Like, that to me, of all the things in the documentary, that was, like,
Yeah.
the worst one by far, and it was when they filmed the phone call and she was scream crying on the floor, I was like,
We gotta shut it down, boys. We gotta shut her down, boys.
and
It's
then
just
Mr.
insane.
J's whole thing about that was it was way worse before the Janet Jackson thing happened, then we re-edited it. What? What are you
It's
talking
not
about?
reality. I do think that I agree with you, like, they think that Tyra's really the devil of the show and, like, they can't be held accountable because they were just, like, the poor men being told what to do, and, like, they had no accountability for anything, but it's like, "No, that's
You got
not
your
true,
checks.
Ellen.
They weren't
You
small
collected your
checks.
checks. You collected your checks off of Shanny scream crying and being told she's a cheater when she was actually sexually assaulted. You
Yeah.
collected your checks."
And you're actually still in this moment because he was still talking about her having sex in the shower. And I'm like, okay, so you know what the situation is now, and you're still doing that. That makes me side eye everything that you're saying. Miss J's stroke, what a tragic. I knew something was off as soon as she first got interviewed. I was like, there's something about her sparkle that's not quite there. But it is so sad and ironic for, the catwalk, the strut queen to no longer be able to walk. That was really heartbreaking. To learn that Tyra has not even sent a
Oh, it's evil.
bouquet.
No, it's evil. It's like when something like that happens, it's like it doesn't matter what happened in your past with business, with all that bullshit. It's like this is somebody that you worked with very closely, who you said was somebody that you spent day, night, weeks with, years with. You built this empire with this person, and like you can't even show up and say, I'm
Can't
so
send a
sorry this happened."
text.
It's just like crazy. It's diabolical to me because like it's
Tyra's
just like
not real. Even when she was giving her answers, I was like, you're playing Tyra Banks right now. Like, she was acting like she was standing up there with the pictures and giving her answers. I think she's just
yeah.
like that. She's robotic. Like, she is Tyra Banks. Like, she is brand Tyra Banks. She's not a person. It really felt that way. Even when she was asked about Mr. J, and she was like, I owe him a call and I don't want to
Oh,
talk
do
about
you?
that.
Oh, do
Big
you?
smile. It's like,
The description of
what?
what was going on set, can you imagine dealing with somebody that who won't even talk to you, but is, like, pretending like you're best friends on camera? I
That
couldn't
would
do that. It
Joker.
would make me I'd be like, "We need to resolve this now." Like, we don't have to be best friends off camera, but, like, there needs to not be this weird tension where you won't even speak to me if the camera's not rolling, and then we're gonna pretend like we're all friendly and buddy-buddy. Like, I couldn't do it.
That's psychological abuse. That literally is, again,
It was.
Tyra Banks being abusive in the workplace, and, like, I can't imagine that. Like, when we had our issue in DC, I was like, "We've gotta make it right before we go on stage because I can't do that.
Oh, it just
I
wouldn't have
can't
happened.
pretend." No,
It
like,
just
I
wouldn't have
can't pretend that
happened.
everything is fine if it's not fine, so we have to resolve it, and I can't imagine, like, you have to shoot for so long on that show too. It's like, isn't it for you? Don't you care? Isn't it better for you to
Right.
be happy? You wanna sit there with a slapped ass face? Yeah, I guess it doesn't matter to her.
I guess it just doesn't matter to her, but it's like the way that he was describing it is like terrible. Really psychological warfare. Like it was like her revenge. It was
And
crazy.
the silent treatment is it's so hard. Like, that really is something that is really it's very immature, and it's also impossible to conquer. The part that I was like, "Ah!" was at the end that really gave me the fucking heebie-jeebies when she goes, "Cycle 25." I was like,
No,
"You
that's not happening.
are
Enough.
sick.
You
Who the
are
fuck is doing Cycle
sick.
25?" She's
Nobody
sick.
wants to do
No,
Cycle
she's
25.
demented. She's been
Well,
confronted by all these questions about all this terrible shit she's done, and her answers are, "I'm not production. It's not my fault. Here comes Cycle 25."
and it's not happening. What are you gonna do to make it better? You're not gonna change anything about it. You're just gonna make it weirdo. It's not gonna be woke
But
America's
they
Next Top
also
Model.
they won't get away with it as well. You're not gonna get away. The thing that people loved about America's Next Top Model was that you dehumanized the contestants. You can't do that now, so there's no America's Next Top Model.
That's just all there is to it. It's over. Pack it up. Leave. I hate it when people can't let something go. I hate it. You gotta release it because then it's great. It remains immortalized in its like best possible form. When you can't let it go and you drag it out, that's what people remember.
They remember the continual flop. They
Yep.
forget the slay.
Yep.
America's Next Top Model just should have been canceled, like, cycle 15 or whatever. Let's go out on a
Yeah.
high.
Long, long, long time ago. I don't even know. Like when they were doing the montage of like, we're gonna go and do this. Blah, blah, blah. I was just like, this happened No, it's none of my fucking
There
business.
when they did the homeless photo shoot where they had actual unhoused people be extras while they dressed up and did high fashion homelessness.
It was so crazy. The murder photo shoot that was, like, glorifying violence against women, and they had the girl whose mother was paralyzed by a gunshot be the gunshot victim.
Do you remember when it was actually Joni's season when this girl's friend died, and the next day, their photo shoot challenge was, "You get in a coffin and we raise you into the ground, and you serve."
What was it's like they were
This
evil
is unique
geniuses.
psychological torture.
Evil fucking geniuses. Like, no there was not other shows weren't doing this. At least with Fear Factor, you know that's what they're gonna do to you. On America's
Yeah.
Next Top Model, you didn't know that.
You think you're gonna take pictures. No, we're gonna put a cockroach on your face.
Yeah. There's no and, like, when they were describing, like, we couldn't use our pictures from America's Next Top Model because
Yeah,
they
because
were
they were
not high
absurd.
fashion! They were
Imagine in
great
your
they were fun
portfolio, there's
pictures
a
to look
photo
at.
of you as the victim of smoking.
It just
It
makes
was
no sense. It
ridiculous.
just makes
It
no
was
sense.
ridiculous, and the fact that none of them got paid, that is what's the most evil of all to me. Like, that's slave labor. Like, this is literally like, how are these not workers' rights violations? Because then they would keep them in a hotel. Like, if you got eliminated, you didn't get to go home. You had to stay in a hotel until the season was done. What?
That's insane.
If you're the
I
first
didn't know
person that
that.
gets eliminated, you have to wait 16 weeks? That's how is that legal? Surely it's not.
And they don't get paid? Oh,
No,
it'd be
they
one
don't
thing
get
if you were
paid.
getting paid. If you were getting paid to live in a hotel in LA, but it's like you're not
They
getting
get their
paid,
food
that's
covered.
hell. It's like being on a jury.
That's jail. No, that's jail.
Yeah.
That's literally jail.
That's jail.
At least you're doing a civic duty on jury duty. You can at least be
Yeah.
like, "Oh, I'm doing
And
my
they
public
do pay you.
service."
It's not a lot, but they do pay you.
You're getting something. More than
Yeah,
America's Next Top Model.
that's crazy.
Well, I think we've keyed about that enough. Hope you
Yep.
enjoyed this key. It was all over the place, as usual.
Thank you.